I'm Nyesha McCauley, and you're watching AccessTV.org.
Good morning, and again, welcome to the challenge. As always, first and foremost, we like to thank God for the opportunity to come to you. And thank you, the viewers, for taking the time to tune in. We're here with our co-host, Mckenzie Seldon, and honestly, we are very concerned about education. We just don't think that, $40,000 a year for public education, only to leave, this institution of higher learning and not have the opportunity to pursue those careers is quite frankly worth it. And so we want to talk to Mckenzie Seldon about that issue and how, she feels about the job market that her and her peers, quite frankly, have to face, especially in such tumultuous times. I mean, this government shutdown and, this world of haves and have-nots where, 1% of America, 2% of America owns 90% of the wealth. Mckenzie, I know you've gone through higher learning, and you've achieved degrees, and so I know you must be concerned, at least to some degree, about the bills that are in front of you.
Yes, always.
Okay.
I'm always concerned about the bills.
I struck a nerve, I think, this morning. But I don't know what to say to you. I just can't imagine what it must be like, having spent the kind of money or having to have to spend the kind of money for even public education nowadays, and have to worry about paying that bill. I mean, you went to private school?
I went to UMass Amherst.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So they're
Public.
Okay.
Yes.
So what's the tuition per year?
Well, when I was there, which was about 5 years ago now, it was probably, I want to say maybe like 25.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Wow.
20 to 25.
Wow. So that's and that's probably on average.
Yeah, and that's like out of state, also.
Right.
So
Right.
Of course it's going to be a little bit more expensive.
Yeah. Okay. So most college educations are costing around $100,000 to actually achieve.
Yeah.
And some students, like myself, we don't go 4 years. We usually go 4.5, 5.
Yeah. I hear you. Exactly. That's how they get the money.
Right? And so, and then you move around for one reason or another,
of course,
until you can find, exactly what you hope, you can go into as a career. So it's $125,000, $150,000 range. Exactly. For just an undergraduate degree.
Yes, and with an undergraduate, you really can't do much. I
Wow.
mean, you can do things. I take that back. You can do a lot of things. However, if you want to get that pay, you have to have a higher degree.
A graduate.
Yeah, a graduate degree.
Yeah.
Or at least certification in something.
Right.
Because just your undergraduate degree is probably not going to be enough. They're going to want you to be at a different level.
Okay.
And you yourself are going to want to be at a different level.
Sure.
Because, with the job market, I have a college degree, but I could still be working at, Best Buy or McDonald's because there's nothing available for me. For number one, I don't have experience. So
Right.
I'm a recent college graduate, and I just finished 4.5 years, like you said, and I've never worked before. But I have a degree in this, particular subject. However, I can't get a job here because I've need 4 or 5 years of experience.
Right.
And I think that that's a big thing that colleges really need to think about focusing on.
Okay.
In a student's last couple of years.
Yeah.
To give them internships, make internships mandatory so that they can have at least 1 to 2 years experience before they go into the work world.
Sure.
I think that will give students a better advantage. I will also in getting jobs. You know, now at this stage when it's really hard to get a job.
Sure. And they have the relationships too, in most cases, with private enterprise and private industry. And so I would think too that would be I would say a relatively easy connection to make to some degree. You don't know necessarily what private industry's business models are, and what it is that they're actually trying to accomplish. So you can't presume what their staffing levels may be, but certainly the connection to get the experience, I think would be worthwhile for kids who are in undergraduate. But I mean, you're competing also, with lots of other kids who, are going into the job market too.
Exactly.
So do you have to be willing, if you will, to, I guess, move around? I mean, even though you went to UMass, which is obviously in Massachusetts, you're willing to relocate to, let's say, New York. You're willing to commute to, who knows, New Haven for a job? Or you have to be willing to?
It all depends on your circumstances.
Yeah.
If I didn't have a son, I would be all over the place.
Okay.
Okay. So that having a child definitely keeps me more grounded in one area.
Sure.
But, you do have to be willing. You have to, if you have no really responsibilities other than yourself.
Right.
If they say you have a job in California, go take that job in California. Just so, number one, you can have the different experience,
right.
From being from where you are.
Right.
And then, like I said, you get that job experience doing something else.
Right.
And in this day and age, like I said, it's hard to get a job in maybe the field that you majored in school. So you might have to work yourself around before you can get to that point.
Sure.
But when you work yourself around, you get different job qualities.
Yeah.
You get different things that you can bring to the next job. So
absolutely.
Different important qualities and assets that you as a person, you're rebuilding yourself up as a better, job employee for employers to look for.
Right. I would hope too that get part of your college experience helps you to become versatile. That you not only are you willing to relocate, you're nimble and can move from one place to the other one, but also you would have the ability to adapt and adjust to change pretty quickly. Are you getting that in undergraduate or no? Are you?
I think it depends where you go and what you allow yourself to open up to.
Right.
Some people get to college and they're still closed-minded. They still only stick to a certain group of people, which is what they feel comfortable with, and that's fine. But what you have to realize is that once you get out of college, you're into the real world. Yeah. Because I still feel like college is like fantasy life. You can go to class if you want, you don't have to. Or, you can go party every night of the week, if you want to, or you don't have to. But when you graduate and you get into the real world, all that stops. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You have that responsibility to survive. Right. So you have to be able to deal with and interact with different people. Yeah. College is the best place to start getting outside of your box. Sure. And, exploring other options, other people, other experiences.
Do they talk about any of the trends things that are trending in the industries? I know, nowadays people are talking about technology, which to me, is just everything. Technology and almost every field of endeavor, from medicine to manufacturing, all of them are talking technology now. Is that something that everybody in college is?
Exactly. Everybody in college is
being prepared for.
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
I remember when I first got to college, everyone I saw had an iPod at that time, and I didn't have one. I was like, I had still have my like little Discman, my CD player. I'm like, oh, I need to get me one of those, and that was the beginning.
Right,
you know?
right, yeah.
Even for people that might have come from a home that didn't have a computer or anything like that, once they get to college, they see how important it is to have one. However, colleges still can cater to people that might not have the means to have their own computer.
Oh, wow.
They have the libraries, they have computer labs,
Sure.
they have, you know, the necessities that students can still be able to progress and you know, do better, and you know, make sure that they're getting the grades that they need.
So
the information
that iPad is a must-have tool on college campuses now.
It is now. I mean,
my God.
You have to have a computer. You have to have a laptop.
But you don't
or
walk
something.
to every class with the.
Some people do.
Oh, really?
Some people I knew used to have their laptops in class, and they were taking notes on their laptop. Me personally, I was never a person to be able to do that. I always like to write my things hand out, and then I'll type them up afterwards.
Right.
I'm not a fast typer, so that's why I never did that. But yeah, people write in class, you know, taking notes, listening to the teacher, and typing it all up. And that kind of cuts out the middleman of, you know, writing out your notes and then transferring to the computer. But soon, you know, like I said, everything is going to be, technology is taking over. So it's going to be where you just go online and you can see the class notes. You know, it's going to come to that point. You know, there's a lot of online courses as it is now. So, you know, it's getting easier and easier for people to get information, I think.
Yeah, I was looking at the some, you know, network, if you will, aside from our own here at accesstv.org, and I noticed that Yale actually has 4 online courses. So, you know, you can actually attend Yale now online.
Exactly.
You know, I'm not sure of how admissions works, but they actually do have online classes that, you know, you can actually interface with instructors on without even leaving your own home.
And I think that's a good thing, you know, because it gives more people an opportunity to get an education.
Oh,
that
absolutely.
might normally wouldn't be able to, because they can't go to class. They work 2-3 jobs. They have kids. They have other things that prevent them from being in a classroom, physically in a classroom. And they don't have to wait, I can take one class a semester, and now I have to wait 10 years before I can get a degree, because I can only take one at a time. Now they can take multiple classes and, you know, speed up that process.
You know, but you know what? I can't help but wonder now, honestly, if it's so difficult now for you. I mean, this is grassroots TV that what we do. I can't even imagine what it's like for the person who hasn't had the opportunity to go to college. You know, somebody who's just finished high school, and you know, who knows, considering what the job market has you know, has thrown at us. You know, people are downsizing because of the automation and the new technology.
Very much so.
So you know, what happens to a community who don't have those people in it that are, you know, technologically savvy? You know, I mean, the people in our neighborhood are, you know, and I know, and one of the ironies to me of being here in Connecticut is the fact that we live in what's considered the richest state per capita in this country, but still have 3 of the top 25 poorest cities in America. So I really don't understand that. But given that fact, I can't imagine, you know, what tomorrow is going to bring. You know, if it's as difficult as it is for you, somebody who's gotten higher learning, who's been a part of the institutions of higher learning, you know, who had these huge loans, you know, job market dwindling in terms of its size, you know, what's the answer? I think the only out, quite frankly, Mckenzie, is entrepreneurship. You know, to me, you know, you almost have to create your own opportunity. And I think, you know, in that lies the reasoning behind some of the illicit activity that takes place, you know, within certain communities too. I mean, I'm just being real about it, you know. You know, and I don't think that you know, folks who are in private industry and even folks who are supposedly governing, if you will, you know, think about that and take that into consideration. I do know that there's some loan forgiveness to supposedly, you know, according to it's Obama's administration, that's supposed to be in play. and hopefully that will give some relief. But what do you do? What's your strategy now?
Really, you have to it's on a you have to survive type mode right now at the point. And I agree, entrepreneurship is being your own boss is probably the best thing to do, but a lot of people don't know how to even get that started, so they have to just work whatever job that they can find. But I believe that you always should go where the better opportunity is. So if you have a good job now, but you find a better opportunity, you go for that opportunity. And don't let anybody make you feel bad or make you feel like, oh, well, why are you leaving us? No, you have to go with what's the best thing for you, for your family, whatever the case may be. But you have to start somewhere. So if that means you have to push papers around and put things in mail so you can get to the next level, then you have to be accepting of that to be able to get to that next level. And just have faith that you will get there. And if you have faith and motivation, you will get there, by working hard. But it's not going to be, nothing is given on a silver platter. And I think people have to, especially young people have to realize that nothing is going to be given to you. You have to work for it to get it. So, do the things that you can to work hard, make those networks, those connections, and then you'll be able to succeed and get to the point that you want to be at.
I think that's a very, very mature answer, and I think it's a very correct answer to a very difficult problem. We talk about the challenges that we must face here on The Challenge. I tell you, I can't tell you what it means to me to have a co-host like Mckenzie to give her perspective. It's been wonderful. The time goes by extremely fast.
Too fast.
Yes, it does. That answer about building your own networks and building your own I'm guessing entrepreneurial ideas is something that we really ought to spend more time on. We ought to be able to give people some direction with respects to those solutions to those problems. As always, it's a pleasure. We thank you for tuning in to The Challenge. As always, be blessed.